Today we're painting these skeleton archers from Elder Scrolls Call to Arms right after this. Hey everyone, Sam here from the Tabletop Hub, your one-stop shop for all things tabletop, and today we're back for another painting tutorial. This time we're painting the skeleton archers from Elder Scrolls Call to Arms. Now this is going to be a relatively straightforward guide in order to get a somewhat similar look and feel to the box art. We won't be using a lot of paint, but in order to get the best result, you are just going to have to take your time in order to master those finer details that we'll be getting into. So let's begin. So to start off with, I primed the models in Army Painter's Skeleton Bone, and then began painting the base with Army Painter's Uniform Grey. Now the reason why we're starting off with the base is because we're going to be doing some dry brushing later on, and it's just so that we can cover up some mistakes simply and easily without having gotten too far ahead with the main body of the model. Equally, the reason why we're priming in Army Painter's Skeleton Bone is simply just to save time later, and you'll see why. Now I should say the bases you see my model standing on aren't the standard bases for Call to Arms. These are custom bases from Micro Art Studio. Now I would highly recommend them, and I think they look absolutely amazing for the skeleton archers and the dungeon delve kit, which is what I'm going to be using for. If you want to pick up a set for yourself, I'll leave a link in the video description to where you can find them. Now when it comes to the Uniform Grey, you're also going to want to paint the details on the archer's quivers as well as the armoured parts of the bow in Uniform Grey as well. Next we're going to take Army Painter's Oak Brown and paint the wood of the quiver as well as the bow itself. And for the fletching on the arrows, I took Army Painter's Deep Blue and applied it there. You may notice that you can see the arrow shafts on some of the models, so feel free to base coat those with the Oak Brown too that we used earlier on. Next we're going to take Citadel's Nuln Oil and apply a wash to the base, the entirety of the quiver including the arrows, and also the bow. And this will help differentiate these areas from the main body of the model and just helps add a little bit of variety. For me it also adds a nice gradient to the browns that we'll see on the quiver and the bow. Once the wash has dried, I took some Uniform Grey and Matte White in that order and gave the base a dry brush. And this is why we haven't gone any further with the main body of the skeleton. You see, if any of the dry brush gets onto the bones, we can cover those up with some skeleton bone without messing up any other steps, and it'll be relatively easy to cover up those mistakes at this stage. Once that's all been done and out of the way, we can take some of Citadel's Agrax Earthshade and give the skeleton's body a wash, and this will help age the bones and make them look a little bit more weathered. Now I only applied one wash coat, both with the Nuln Oil and the Agrax Earthshade, but if you want to go that extra step and apply a second wash coat for extra depth, that is completely up to you. Next I took some of Citadel's Flayed One Flesh and began highlighting the skeleton's bones quite generously. Now we're picking out all of the raised areas on the bones and more or less adding this to all but the deepest pits and sockets that we can see. Now this will be the most time consuming part of painting the model, and for me it's also the most nerve-wracking, but stick with it and keep highlighting. Just in case you wanted to see the areas that I picked out, here's a quick spin around of the model for you. Whenever you start highlighting the model, you'll probably freak out if you haven't done this before, but once you stick with it and once you get plenty more coverage done there, it all starts to come together. So just stick with it, have a bit of confidence, I believe in you. Finally, I took some Army Painter's Electric Blue and highlighted the fletching on the arrows in the quiver. Now if you want to add a little extra touch to your models, you can get the glowing eye effect by painting the sockets on the skeleton's skull with deep blue and then just adding a little dot of the electric blue just to highlight it. Now you could go one further and add an incredibly light dry brush of electric blue to make it seem more like they're glowing, but if you want to play it super safe like me, you can always forgo that step. And folks, that is it. The skeleton archers are complete. I hope you found this guide helpful. I will leave a link to the full written version of this tutorial in the video description, but thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend it here on my channel. Feel free to subscribe for future videos, and until next time, have a great week, and I will of course speak to you all soon.